Dreams here. Welcome back to the channel. Patch notes are here. I'm so excited. I was really annoyed the patch notes came out whilst I was in the middle of a game of D&D. I'm technically still in the middle of it, but we're on our break, so I'm trying to rush to get this recorded. But yeah, the patch notes are out. I'm so excited. I have read through them briefly, like scanning over them. I'm so excited by what's been put in the patch notes. So let's jump over, let's take a look. Okay, so here we are, the Lucky Dragon update patch notes. So it does say, hey Valley villagers, what better way to start off the week than with patch notes? If you've been following our teaser videos over the last week, then you already have an idea of some of the new content and improvements. Well, we've got even more reasons to be excited right here. Get ready to step through the newest realm door in the Dream Castle and experience the magic of Disney's Mulan. In this update, you'll encounter a new realm, 2 new villagers, a whole host of widely requested gameplay improvements that relate to features like edit mode, your wardrobe, and Dreamsnaps. We've also got a wide range of bug fixes and optimizations, including some that were directly driven by your invaluable feedback. Prepare yourself, Disney Dreamlight Valley's The Lucky Dragon update arrives on June 26, 2024. Check out all the details below. So for new content, it says a new realm door opens. Visit Mulan's realm and put your skills to the test in a rustic training camp surrounded by lush mountains. 2 new characters, Mulan and Mushu, arrive with determination and spirit in equal measure. Take on brand new friendship quests and earn unique new items as you welcome these 2 to the valley. A new Star Path, Majesty and Magnolias introduces a wide range of new rewards, from a dream style for Mulan to floating kites and paper lanterns to adorn your valley. Celebrate the release of Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2 with an in-game event. Complete memories inspired by the film to unlock new emotion-themed animal companions. So it does say complete memories. So my guess is, like, I was trying to theorize about how this would work. I would assume there's perhaps multiple memories, but perhaps we're able to get several items that we can interact with in a day to get the memories completed faster. Because I was a bit worried if we only get like 1 item a day to find, that would take like 40 days if we had 4 memories, for instance. We might still have 4 memories. So once we complete each memory, we unlock a new companion. But I do have a feeling that we're going to be able to unlock multiple parts of the memories a day. So perhaps maybe there's 10 days in total to get the task done. And each day you can interact with an item for each of the memories, perhaps. But obviously I'm just theorizing. I don't know exactly how it would work, but I have a feeling that could work. Like, for instance, we find 4 items related to Riley, we interact with them, and we get a part for each memory, so to speak. And then on the 10th day, or the 10th interaction, because obviously not everyone can log in on the same day, but like after 10 logins you would complete them all. Perhaps obviously I don't actually know. Now this is interesting. It says show your pride with a collection of new free items claimable via a series of in-game codes. Keep an eye out for our blog post on June 27th, which will include more details and the codes. So very happy they've mentioned this, because I was wondering where this was. Gameloft tend to have this thing, or at least with the Dreamlight Valley, that they post things at the end of a thing. Like the Valentine's Day stuff that was in the Lovely Monster Star Path. Obviously that was after Valentine's Day. We had so many Christmas themed snaps and premium shop items that came after Christmas, and Pride is pretty much over. Well, Pride is never over, but like Pride month, I should say, is like almost finished. And we still don't have these Pride items. So I'm glad we are actually getting them. But I do kind of wish that they would you know, kickstart Pride with a bang and release these items earlier in the month rather than later. Now, the next thing's also really exciting. It says, get ready for a day at the beach with a new signature bundle. The Premium Island Getaway House Bundle, inspired by Disney's Lilo and Stitch, offers a wide range of customization items, including a dream style for Stitch, a beachside house style, and a surfboard glider, as well as island inspired clothing items and furniture. Now, this is exciting. One, because they've mentioned a surfboard glider, which to me tells me that when we get the gliding mode in the game, like when we've ate and got the yellow bar and stuff like that, if they're doing a surfboard glider, they're likely thinking of alternatives for the gliders, like different styles and stuff. So maybe perhaps in the premium store we could see customizable gliders, perhaps. I don't know. It'll be interesting anyway to see. I am excited for the dream style for Stitch, but it's gonna have to be a really good one for me to change him out his little like trick-or-treating outfit, because that's adorable. I'm very excited to see what items come with this and what the house looks like, because obviously we do have like the beach house that you can get from the premium shop. So I am excited to see what this beachside house style looks like. Help Remy expand on his culinary services with Remy special deliveries, repeatable quests. Oh my god, that's a mouthful. Help Remy expand on his culinary services with Remy special deliveries, repeatable quests. That is so difficult. Deliver food orders to villagers around the valley in exchange for special rewards. I'm very curious as to what this is. I'm excited to check it out. But also kind of like, what? So what is this? Like, is this going to be like we can deliver food to people outside of Remy's restaurant so that we can level them up? Like, does it help with boosting the friendship level ups? Is it like a bit like Eric's house where you can unlock the blueprints? Like, do we unlock special Remy related items by doing these tasks? Like, I know you buy the blueprints, but maybe we deliver a food order and we have to deliver so many. And a bit like, you know, with Dreamsnaps where you level up, like perhaps you have a delivery rating with Remy, and the more people you deliver to, the higher your rating, and then you unlock the rewards. I don't know. Very excited to look into that. Weekly rotations to look forward to. Keep an eye out for new optional items in the premium shop, alongside some returning favourites, as well as new weekly Dream Snap challenges and rewards. So, very typical. And then, new shipment alert. Scrooge McDuck's store has received a new batch of goods for sale. Always happy about this. I love when they add stuff to the Scrooge shop. I am hoping at some point they add more clothing. I am kind of thinking that by the new batch of goods, I feel like that more implies furniture. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Then we have a new section which says improvements, so edit mode and furniture. Adjusted edit mode so that you may continue to place copies of a given furniture item without returning to the furniture menu, so long as you own one or more additional copies of this item. This is something that I could potentially use. There are times when sometimes I like to put multiples of an item down, like when you're doing seating or bushes, like the foliage. In terms of foliage, if it counts for the foliage items as well, that's going to be a massive lifesaver in terms of that. Added the ability to duplicate a place furniture item that you have selected in edit mode, so long as you own one or more additional copies of this item. Now, I'm curious, I suppose that means without going into furniture mode. So say if you're hovering over your Dazzle Beach and then you realise, oh, actually I wanted 2 beach chairs, not 1. Then you click on the beach chair and it will bring out a duplicate, I assume. I'm assuming, I'm not 100% sure on that though. Added the ability to replace all connected pieces of a given path or fence with a different style, so long as you own enough copies of it. Now, this was something that I didn't think was a big thing. But you all in the comments proved me wrong. You all spoke out. I said who wanted this, who asked for this, and you all spoke up. You spoke up, so I have heard you. I have heard you loud and clear. Um, but yeah, like obviously a lot of people apparently did want this. I personally, like just from my own experience interacting on Facebook and interacting on Twitter and obviously my own Discord, the things I'd seen more commonly were things like angling furniture, centering objects, and a search bar. That's what I'd seen mostly in terms of like feedback for furniture mode. So that was what I was basing my comments on, was because of what I had experienced. But obviously I appreciate that what I experienced is just a small sliver of the internet. I can't consume everything that's out there and posted. So I do apologize if I did upset anyone with my comments in that previous video. It wasn't my intention, honestly. But I just think that I was going based off of what I had seen vocally a lot, and I hadn't seen a lot of people vocal about the path situation. But I have been proven wrong, and I hear you. I hear you, and I'm glad for you. Um, Adjusted path and fence placement when using a controller to more easily set tile by tile placement in the cardinal directions. Now they've mentioned this. I'm wondering if this is them going back to when, like, so when I used to place pathing before, you could click it down and then you could click on a different piece of the path to line that up. So say for instance you accidentally pulled the path too far and you lost a square in the like the row, you could click on that and redo it. So I'm hoping that's kind of what that is, but I don't fully know. It does say added an option to view similar items when hovering over a furniture item in edit mode. Now, that's quite intriguing. I definitely want to see how that works. So that's the thing they mentioned in their video about the like the collections kind of thing. I think we really just need to see how it works personally. But it's not something that I felt was necessary, because usually when I'm trying to find similar items, I usually use the filters. So it is one of those things you do have to see how things work in game, absolutely. And when I give my viewpoints when I'm doing this stuff, they are my initial viewpoints. Like obviously some part of my content is to kind of like react and give my impressions on this. I'm not closed-minded that when I see something in game, if I feel it works, then I'm happy to change my mind on things. But obviously I do like being very honest when it comes to my own opinions out here. I don't want to put on a facade and things like that. It's I don't know. It might be useful. It might be useful, but we really have to see how it functions, to be honest. I still, like I said, the pathing I don't personally get, but a lot of you guys are so happy about. So I am very, very happy for you all. I just didn't realize it was a major thing. I hadn't noticed. I hadn't noticed. Now this is an interesting thing. It says adjusted the cursor to remain centered on the screen when using edit mode in exterior locations while using a controller. Again, I don't really get this, but I don't use a controller, so I'm not sure if that's why. I'm curious about that. I'm curious. I keep thinking about getting a controller because I really want to do those slow walkthroughs in my videos when I decorate, but I can't because I have PC and it's literally just running or nothing. There is no walking on PC unless you have a controller. Then we also have adjusted camera speeds in edit mode so that the camera moves slower while zoomed in and moves faster while zoomed out. I'm excited to see what this is like because I'm curious if when filming footage for like content, if this is going to create some nice effects, like I can go through build slower. So like if I can't walk through a build, perhaps I can go in edit mode. Be interesting to see. And then it says added the ability to hide the game UI while in edit mode. Again, this might be very, very good in terms of content creation. I don't think many people necessarily would have needed this for like general use, but as a content creator, I feel like that's such a good feature. Next up, we have the Dreamsnaps changes. So it says improve the UI within the current challenge menu, making mandatory and bonus tags for a given challenge easier to read. Now, I don't feel like this needed changing, but I'll wait to see what the changes are. But I'm just kind of like curious about this. It's intriguing. And then it says added the ability to view your Dreamsnap submission for a given challenge within the voting and rewarding menus. Not something I necessarily felt the need for, but I do save my submissions on my PC. It's a lot more easily accessible for me. Whereas I get if you're on console, I believe it's a bit more awkward for viewing and remembering and seeing visually what you've got. Like you have to probably go through different menus, quit out the game or things like that. Whereas obviously whilst I'm on PC, I just pull it up on another window. So that could just be my PC privilege there, in that I've never felt a need for that, but I could see people wanting to have that. Added the ability to view the number of bonus tags a photo submission has fulfilled in the Dreamsnap submission window. Thank goodness. I would love to be able to track the bonus tags, and this will make it easier for seeing how much bonus tags possibly have on Dreamsnaps. Because whenever I've talked about Dreamsnaps and tags, I mean all tags. I mean bonus tags as well. And I have seen other people who theorize bonus tags don't matter. Other people theorize that only bonus tags matter. So I think this will be an interesting way to do some more Dreamsnap experiments, perhaps. So yeah, very, very excited about that. What am I looking for next? I lost where I was. Oh yeah, added a toggle within the camera menu that allows players to make touch of magic furniture items invisible during Dreamsnap submissions. This is a game changer. I'm so glad because it now makes touch of magic worthwhile. I can now make touch of magic furniture items again and place them outdoors because now I don't have to worry about the submissions and what's going to show up and what isn't. And having to tear down things for builds and stuff. So I can re-put in my little water lakes and things like that. If I still had the theme park in my main valley, I could have used the little train track thing that I created. Obviously, there's probably not much of a need for that now that we have Oswald's train tracks. But yeah, either way, I think this is pretty cool. Then the next thing that they added was a new filter when ordering clothing or furniture in Scrooge McDuck's store that shows items relevant to the current Dreamsnaps challenge. That's pretty handy. I'm pretty glad that they've added that. I mean, the whole clothing thing, sorry, is a bit weird because you can't order multiple clothing. So I'm a bit intrigued by that. Like, how does that work? But either way, be interesting to see that in practice. Certainly for the furniture, I think it'll be good. Remove tags from hairstyles and facial hair so that players don't have to compromise on their personal style to meet Dreamsnap's requirements. Now, this for me is a tough one because I am quite vocal about the fact that I think tags shouldn't matter when it comes to Dreamsnaps. Like, obviously I get the entry requirements and stuff like that, but the fact that it seems like tags do have an impact on results does in some ways really bug me because I feel like when you like maximize tags, like I do my junkyards and stuff like that, it kind of makes me feel like your photo isn't being picked because it's a good photo. It's just doing well because of the tags, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. I love getting 4K, but also, is it really then a photo challenge if you're getting by or going up one or two sort of categories just based on tags? So in some ways kind of good because like I would love to get rid of that side or element of Dreamsnaps, whatever it is the tags are doing. But that being said, this is going to make it harder to, in terms of maximizing tags. It's one more category that you can't rely on. So you do have to sacrifice your personal style to meet the Dreamsnaps requirements, because now I can't use my hair to gain a tag. I have to make sure I'm hitting all the tags within clothing. So it is said that you don't have to compromise on your personal style, but this is definitely compromising, I think. So I'm a bit 50-50 on this one. Let me know how you feel. With Valley visits, it says it's added the ability to buy and sell items at Goofy store during Valley visits. This is good. Say you've got someone coming to like your Scrooge store and they don't have quite enough money. You can say, oh, well, let me just drop you a pumpkin or something, sell it, and then you can buy the item. Like, if you're kind that way. And then it says added the ability to have animal companions follow you during Valley visits. I think this is so cute. I love this idea. And I wonder if this is where the animal companion naming aspect will come in. Because they mentioned that quite some time ago. I think before we got all the DLC stuff. And yeah, this is where we're at. Yeah, it would be nice. I think this is cute. Then we have the premium shop, which says it's improved the premium shop preview page UI to provide a larger view of the selected item, which I'll wait and see, because we know I wasn't happy about the last change, so I will just have to wait and see. So next section is the other section, which it says reduce the size of time wrist when the hourglass tool is not actively equipped to limit distraction. Time wrists will return to their regular size when the hourglass is equipped. Okay. Oh, so is this like the orbs? So they stay small so that they're not as noticeable? Perhaps? That's what I'm guessing. That's probably quite good. I'll be intrigued to see how that actually functions. We have improved the reward screen when purchasing an item in the premium shop or opening a chest that contains an item, giving the player a larger view of each individual reward and allowing them to equip or use each of these items directly from this screen. Okay, that might be quite good for, like, you know, the premium shop review videos, where we can kind of like equip them straight away and stuff like that. I've never really found it too much of an issue, I must admit, because usually when you get a new item, it pings up on screen and you just press, like, for me, I just press like the F key or something like that, and it will immediately bring up the new items. So I've never really had this as an issue, but it's, I'm not saying it's a bad change necessarily. Just that, like, I think it might be handy, but probably not something that was like pivotal, because we did have that section to allow you to equip pretty much in just a couple of clicks. Added an option to sign up for the Disney Dreamlight Valley newsletter within the Cloud Save menu. I think this is quite funny. I think it's good to have this, but I never really get letters from them. I did sign up to the newsletter, and they either I'm not getting the mails or they don't really send much anyway. So I'm surprised that they have this as an option, but it's there. Now, I am going to go through the top changes and bug fixes. Usually, well, actually, I've done it kind of like 50-50. I sometimes skip over these, sometimes I go through them. But there's a couple of like things in here that I want to just touch on, or at least one thing for certain. So it says introduce further optimizations to reduce crash rates on all platforms. That's good. Obviously, it's one of those things like we gotta wait and see, because they've promised this before. So it is very much a wait and see situation. They've put Sprout in a story quest line, fixed an issue in which storybook pages could become stuck in night fawns. Gaston the hero quest fixed an issue in which dug up treasures would not count towards the quest completion. Flying Metal Nuisance quest fixed an issue in which some players were blocked by sandstone. I think I've heard of it. This is the first Eve quest, is it not? I think. Perhaps on. Oh no, Flying Metal Nuisance. That's got to be the trolley quest, hasn't it? So I'm not entirely sure. Village Project Restoring the Sunstone quest fixed an issue in which the Dawn fragment may not be recognised, impacting quest progression. A deal with Ursula Quest fixed an issue in which some players were unable to place the fourth crystal in the pedestal. Escape Clause quest fixed an issue which prevented cleaning the lab floor from registering as complete. Fixed an issue which caused a game crash or freeze when cooking certain recipes in outdoor spaces. So this was a big thing last, or with this current update that I guess you could say we're in that like we were getting crashes with the cupcakes when cooking outdoors. So glad to see that they've obviously fixed this issue. Fixed an issue in which objects would disappear after colliding with the game camera. Okay, so this is the invisibility thing, which actually I've utilized in my dream snap this week. So I'm in two minds. Like, obviously, I'm so glad that they have fixed this realistically, but let's face it, it did cause some nice. We were able to create some nice effects and stuff with it. Fixed an issue in which various dresses and socks would clip with the avatar's model and overclothing. I am hoping this fixes that pink top. You know, it's really funny because I did, when I spoke about this before, because they mentioned about this in one of their tweets, I said, oh my god, the pink shirt that like makes you really skinny, and I showed it in the video, and literally like the next day on Reddit was a post about it, so I just thought that was hilarious. It went quite big, and I'm like, how come whenever I post on Reddit, like nothing goes viral there, but like someone else posts things that I think and it does. It was so funny, honestly. It was so good to see though. Fixed an issue in which Daisy would not share the time remaining before a new boutique challenge could be accepted. So this was a bug that happened when they sent the hotfix patch. So the hotfix patch actually ended up causing a lot more bugs. So hopefully that's obviously fixed. Fixed an issue in which the gate to Eternity Isle would remain closed. Fixed an issue in which certain dialogue choices would not be selectable. I'm assuming this is when people couldn't hang out with certain villagers and stuff. Fixed an issue which made it difficult to exit the door in Scrooge McDuck's store. I am hoping this allows us to leave without pressing the button. It's at least been a real issue for me playing the game, trying to leave buildings or go in buildings, even my own house, and getting stuck because the critter would basically end up in front of me and I would just be petting the critter constantly, and I'm just like, I'm trying to get in my house, and then you'd have to like try and run away and then run back at the house again and hope you could get to the exit, or you would have to try and change critters and things like it was a real stress for me sometimes, like having to deal with that. Like, it wasn't all the time, but certainly there was a lot of times when I was interacting with doors and I couldn't like leave or go in a building because of the pets, because I would just be constantly petting them because the pet would block the pathway. Whereas when you could auto walk into a building, that wouldn't matter because I could just walk and it would know what I wanted to do. So I'm hoping that's the changes and it's not just a Scrooge McDuck store. I hope it applies to our home as well. Fixed an issue in which the touch of magic door could not replace the basic door in the avatar's house. So glad that they've said about this, because I know this was a big issue that people were like, hold on, you know, I can't even, you know, we make these touch of magic doors, you can only place them as a second door and then you couldn't remove them, I'd heard some people say. So definitely glad they fixed that. Fixed an issue in which the strawberry candy tile and strawberry chocolate candy tile were swapped, so a good fix. Fixed an issue in which progression in certain quests was blocked by a game crash or the game closing at the same time as a quest progressing to the next step. Fixed an issue in which the avatar's energy wouldn't refill when entering the house. I'm so glad about this because this was a bug that happened, and it seemed to happen if you had multiple like house skins pop down. So I'm kind of glad that they've fixed that issue so that I can pull out a lot of those house skins as well. Fixed an issue in which Oswald would spawn outside the map. Fixed an issue which prevented certain controllers from being recognised on macOS. Fixed an issue in which some buildings in the valley, notably villagers' houses, would disappear. I hadn't heard of this. Okay, that's interesting. Glad they fixed that though. Fixed an issue in which the yellow and blue speckled path would not display correctly. Fixed an issue in which the mystical cave appeared darker than intended. Its lighting has been adjusted. I haven't noticed this issue, but it'll be interesting to see if it's different for everyone. Fixed an issue in which gloves and bracelets would display as hovering in midair in Scrooge McDuck's store. I have had this issue. I thought it was hilarious. It really confused me the first time I seen it, but it was kind of funny. Fixed an issue in which the avatar's texture would occasionally change after browsing the menu in Scrooge McDuck's store. Not seen this, but interesting. Let's scroll down. Oh god, there's a lot. Fixed an issue in which the environment lighting would change after exiting Scrooge McDuck's store on Eternity Isle. Okay, wasn't aware of that either. Fixed an issue in which the avatar would occasionally levitate above the ground in the lagoon area of Eternity Isle. Oh my god, that is so bizarre. Again, hadn't heard of that. That sounds hilarious. Fixed an issue in which the visual effects for the camera royal tool would be visible while riding attractions. Okay. Fixed an issue in which the ground texture of broccoli would display incorrectly. Fixed an issue in which selected items in edit mode would not become translucent. Oh, okay, I think that's when you're hovering over them. Fixed an issue in which the sun and moon would be visible while inside the player's house. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. That was kind of cool to see. You could sometimes see like critters and other things like that. That's hilarious. Fixed an issue in which discussions between villagers during quests would not pause and resume as intended if the player left their speaking radius. Oh, okay. Interesting. Fixed an issue in which the leaf-strewn path with border would display with a gap between the border and path. Fixed an issue in which wearing shorts could result in the avatar's legs displaying incorrectly. I think this is when people have had the like hairy leg thing that I'd seen on social media. Fixed an issue in which the use camera to get on prompt would be displayed on attractions that are not rideable. So I think this confirms that certain attraction. I mean, they did say when we got the update with rideable attractions that only some were going to be rideable, but I guess this is confirmation that they're probably not planning to make them rideable like the other ones. Which again, not a problem really for me, but just like obviously interesting to see. Fixed an issue in which the Oswaldian trolley would not correctly align with the trolley tracks once crafted and placed. Now, this is one of the ones that I really wanted to touch on. If they can do this, they can fix multiple other items that don't center. Because they're obviously just aligning where it sits on its grid placement. So they can just align the other items. Now, I'm not saying that it's an easy task or a quick fix. You know, having to do that with several items would be extensive and take a bit of time and things like that. But if they can do it with this, they can do it. That's the be all and end all of that. They can do it. That's what I'm saying, is that it is possible for them to alter this. So like, I know sometimes people might think, oh well, it's too much to do and stuff like that, and there is a lot of items that would need probably like fixing in this way, but I just think like it is possible. It is possible. It's not outside the realms of possibility. So, you know, even changing things so they could be on a rotation, again, something that could be possible, is something that I would really like. I would love, because this game is like also a decorating game, let's face it, that's a large part of what this game is about. That's why we have the premium shop items. Let's face it, it's all for decor and appearance and looks. That's what it is at the end of the day. So I feel like when the focus of the game is on decorating, that's really what needs to like work well within the game. Like obviously there is storyline quests and things like that, but like as I said, all the like premium shop items, whether it's clothing or decor, is all for looks, for appearance, for, you know, decoration essentially. So I would love it if they could make it so that the stuff was more natural and things like that. obviously I hope that that's a change that we might secretly find. I'm not sure we will, but it would be nice if this was something that they were working on in the background or considering doing and stuff like that. Like, that's something I would want. Um like, let me know how you feel. Like, is it something that you want in terms of centering items and angling items? Because that was something that I really thought was a big one, but I guess it's not actually a big one. So I'm just curious, kind of like, maybe we do a tally. Maybe I need to do a poll or something. I know I've got a very, very small community. Well, I say very, very small. It's not actually very small. It's quite large, but it's very small in the grand scheme of things. um like, comparatively. So um I I'm curious as to whether that's something that people would like Gameloft to prioritize or not. Obviously outside of the bug fixes, because at the end of the day, the game needs to work. I think that's the that's the most important thing. But I'm curious about how people feel about that and how important decorating is to people. Um, the next thing is fix multiple issues which impacted the sync between players in Valley visits. Then we have various additional bug fixes relating to audio, visual, localization, gamepad control, and user interface issues, in addition to stability improvements. So we have got a lot there. I do ultimately think these are all pretty much good changes. For the most part, there's some things that I've got questions over, but obviously it is one of those things that, as I said, I'm not closed-minded. I'm willing to wait to see what the game offers, and try it out for myself before, like, completely condemning something. But it is natural for me to have opinions when news is presented. I'm not one of these people that can go, okay, well, I have no thoughts, I have no opinions. I will always have a thought or opinion. That's just how my brain kind of works. That Yeah, I think and I react to news. At least that's how it is for me. So some things, concerns or questions I should say over, but ultimately I'm very, very excited for the update. I'm excited to get Mulan, and I do love this game. At the end of the day, I love this game. It's one of my favorite games. I spend hours on this game. I have hours in this game. So ultimately I just want it to be the best it can be. I don't think there's a game out there without flaws. I really don't think there is. So I don't think not every game has to be perfect, but I like to see a game at least strive for that or try its best to be as good as possible. So let me know what you think of the patch notes. How excited are you for the update? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. I will be bringing out content once the update hits, or like when I can get into playing it and stuff like that. So I am excited to cover a lot of topics with you. So yeah, stay subscribed if you want to keep up to date with the stuff I put out. And obviously I will probably go back and check over some of the things from the patch notes and see how they actually work in reality and in the game and the features and stuff like that. So anyway, this has been a lot of news. Sorry for the lateness on this video. As I said at the beginning, I had D&D. I then had to cut the video to record later because I ran over in my break, which was not good. And I apologize to my D&D friends, crew, whatever you call, players. Apologies. I mean, they're not going to be watching this, but apologies to them. So yeah, and to the DM, actually, my DM will be watching this. He's sat behind me hearing all this, so apologies to him for ruining his D&D session by being late to come back. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Let me know your feelings, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.